2-minute round of jab cross, the puncher should just do the jab cross. Okay? There should be no confrontation of the puncher wants to do a roundhouse kick as an example, or the puncher wants to do something else other than a jab cross. Okay? Because you can never do a jab cross too many times. And we say it in class a lot, when you're running out of ideas on the pads, if you're new to pads, just do a jab or cross. You can never practice that too many times. Okay? And the puncher should take that time to do that technique. Okay? So when you're padding everyone today towards the end, when we go through the bits we're going to go through, when you're mixing it up, as the padder, don't be afraid of doing what you want to do, because the puncher should just follow. Make sense? Yeah? Cool, so we're going to go right back to the beginning. Okay, we're going to go right back. So if you've been here a month, 6 months, 5 years, we're going to go right back and start again. Okay, so just so we can all stay on the same path. I'm going to start with a simple jab and cross to start with. So that's all you're going to do for the round, and we'll swap over. Okay? Jab and cross. Now when you pad, know your partner. Obviously, if I'm with Gabriel, I can see he's quite tall. I need my pads a little bit higher. If I'm with someone, let's say, a little bit shorter, I know I need my pads a little bit lower. Okay? So know who you're with, see who you're with. Because it's pointless. Again, as the puncher, they want to get the best workout they can get on the pads. In order for them to do that, they need a good padder, or a padder that knows what they're doing. If I'm with Gabriel, and he wants to do a jab cross, but I pad his jab cross down there, now obviously it's different if you're doing a body jab or cross, but if my head jab cross that I want up there is down here, he's not going to get the best workout because he's not punching at his range at where he needs to be. Does that make sense? So, jab and cross. There's your jab. When you hold it, it's not completely flat. Okay? The pads are trying to recreate what you're going to do in the ring. Okay? When you punch someone in the face, their face isn't completely flat. It's not a square. Okay? So, when you hold that jab, it's slightly curved in. Okay? Just slightly. Not a hook, just slightly curved in. You're going to hold it to their head height, because realistically, in a fighting situation, they're going to be fighting someone that's near enough or as close to as tall as they are. Okay? Here, jab. Okay? Resistance-wise, if Gabriel goes through the jab, and I'll do this, his jab, bend your arm a little bit, okay? His jab there isn't going to be where it wants to be. That's not a jab. Again, we say we're looking at the padder today, but also at the puncher. If I'm holding the pad close to him, he's not going to get his full range. If I don't have enough resistance and he goes for a good jab, it's just going to fly away. My arm's going to pull back. That's when you start getting shoulder injuries and start hurting yourself. So you want a little bit of resistance as they're coming into the pad. So you're here, and again, and again. So on impact, it's strong and you can get a good connection with it. Does that make sense? Same with the cross. Okay? Now the cross, again, it's going to be coming from the back. So you don't want to be holding your cross for the pad there, towards their face, because it's going to be too short. Okay? Your pad wants to be, again, as close to your face as possible. If they're out there, they're fighting 2 different people, 3 people. Me, one there, and one there. You won't be fighting 3 people, hopefully, in the ring. Hopefully just one. Okay, so you're here, 1, 2. Move around so everyone can see. Again, not on your face, just close to. Does that make sense? Yeah, so take out like all your movement to start with. Again, you can do a little bit of forward and backwards, but I just want you to go jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross. A little bit of movement, jab, cross. Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah? We'll do a couple of rounds, then we'll swap over. Any of the fighters, if you do 5 rounds in a row, because of how hard they punch, try and relax your shoulders in between. Yeah, so if I'm doing a jab or cross, or jab cross, whilst I'm moving, I'm going to allow them to drop. So my shoulders aren't getting too tired. Because otherwise, a couple of things, if I hold them there, I'm just going to keep my arms tense, my shoulders tense, and they're not going to get a rest. So after 2 minutes, don't get me wrong, your shoulders are going to get an absolute workout. Amazing. But afterwards, you do 3 more rounds after that, your shoulders are going to start to tire really quickly. Also, as the puncher, they don't know when to punch. Jab cross. Again, I'm moving, but I'm still keeping them up. I might not want him to punch, but because they're up, he might get the incentive to punch. Does that make sense? And that's for anything. Jab crosses, any kicks, uppercuts, hooks. Anything you do, allow your shoulders to drop and relax in between. Don't force yourself to keep them up. Communication is so key on the pads. When you communicate, again, if you weren't allowing your shoulders to rest and you were keeping them up, if I wasn't communicating with my partner, going back to getting that best workout on the pads, they're not going to get that best workout because they don't know when to hit. Okay? That's why communication is so key. So we'll be moving, and then don't be afraid of calling what you want. Yeah, if you want to jab, jab. But say it nice and clear. Jab. Cross. And that way, the puncher knows when to punch, knows what they want, or what we want as the padder. If you're with someone more advanced, again, Gabriel, I didn't say jab cross then, and he still did jab cross. If you're with someone that knows what they're doing, they'll just go for it anyway, because they know what they're doing and they will know what you probably want. If you're with someone that's been here a week, they might not know, so that communication is so key for them. Because otherwise they're going to go, what am I doing, which one goes where, etc. Does that make sense? Yeah? Any questions? No? Cool. Right, so that's your jab crosses. Now your uppercuts and hooks are close shots. Again, we say from the puncher's point of view, you've got to be close, so you'll be stepping in when you do so. Look at where, again, we talk about head height with jab cross. It still applies for the uppercuts and hooks. Your uppercuts are going to be thrown towards the chin. So you want to measure up, line up where your partner's chin is to where their uppercut wants to be. Okay? When you're doing the uppercuts, hold them nice and tight. Hold them close, okay? Don't hold them out there, because again, they don't have to do the work to step in there. If I hold them here, Gabriel has to physically step and work getting in close. Same for the hooks. They're here, they're tight. And they're resembling which side of the face, don't punch, they're resembling which side of the face, or what part of the face I'm going to be hitting. The hooks, side of the face. So you're resembling there. Again, just in front, there, and again, uppercuts to the chin. And if you notice, I'm not holding both at the same time, especially with hooks. If I'm holding the hooks at the same time, I'll probably hold them wider so that he can fit the hooks in. What that's doing, going back to jab cross, is one person there, one person there, one person here. Yeah, it's 3 different people again. So you hear one person there, one person there, one person there, one person there. Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah, so go through uppercuts and hooks. Sorry, Sarah. Sorry. Go through uppercuts and hooks, but don't rush it. Yeah? Where the paddles are going to stay where they are now, but all we're going to do is to jab, the cross, the uppercut, the hook, in your own time. Punches, you're going to move 1 round anti-clockwise. So you're now going to mix up the partners. The only thing that's going to change, the punches stay the same. It's the sizes that will change now. Okay, so again, 1, uppercut, uppercut, hook, stop, jab, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, jab, cross, jab, up, cross. Okay, the thing that changes is the height of the pads. So you want to meet somewhere in the middle. There. Okay? Again, just high enough so good enough for them, and it's good enough for me to the point I'm not pulling my shoulders back, etc. Does that make sense?
Extending that answer, so obviously the younger ones are definitely smaller. How does that work with, I mean, because that's going to be a big role.
So, again, going from tallest in the room, then to the smallest room. All I'm going to do is, again, if you're near enough the same height, you can just drop your arms down. But what I like to do is drop down in my stance a little bit, so I'm at their level, so it's easier for me to get on their level.
Or did you mean how is he going to pad him?
Yeah, kind of.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah, so how is someone super small going to, say for example, tallest in the room, smallest in the room?
So if, okay, I see, yeah. So if the tallest in the room is punching the smallest in the room, the tallest in the room, again we say, again I don't want you going on your knees to punch, okay, but again obviously it will be a case of the smallest might not be able to get all the way up. So just adjust accordingly, and you don't have to add power into it, just work your technique. Like if you are going around your tallest in the room, you go with the shortest in the room, just work your technique and help each other out. Yeah? When you're padding, it's a bond, it's a relationship, it's got to work. If one of you's angry and one of you's happy, it's not going to work. You've both got to be on the same page for it to work. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? Cool. So, 1 minute round. But we all make mistakes. Yeah, there'll be some times when I'll pad and I'll say cross hook, but I've actually just had an uppercut. Like I'll still get it wrong. Okay? There'll be times when I get it wrong. So, and I've been here my whole life. So there'll still be times when I get it wrong. But the more natural you are, the better you'll be. Does that make sense? Cool. Swap over. That's a really bad move. But if that carries on to your pads, it will reflect in the puncher as well. So if I've had a really bad day and I'm in a really bad mood and I'm padding my partner, and let's say I didn't want to come to training, let's say I didn't want to do any pads, I didn't want to do bags, I just didn't want to come. Okay? I wanted to stay at home, but I still came anyway. If I carry that in the room with me, it will reflect in the pads. There's no communication, there's no energy, there's no motivation for the puncher, the pads are all over the place. Again, we all have good days and bad days. Some bad days can be very bad days. It can put us in a really bad mood. Completely understandable. But when you're on the pads, try your absolute hardest to try and leave it behind you and just leave it at the door, okay? And then pick it up on the way out. Yeah? When you come into the room, have a new feeling. Yeah? Leave your stuff there, come in a new person, and then leave. Again, you don't want to pick it up as you go out, but you see what I mean. Yeah? On the pads, try and be the best you. Even if I've had a bad day, in the back of my head I might be going, oh, I had an awful time at work earlier, oh my car broke down, oh my god, what a day. Okay? But on the pads, I've still got to be one. Okay? Because, again, your partner, if you don't know your partner, yeah, they might not want to hear about your bad day. They just want to come in and train. They just want to have a good workout. So, you've got to give them that as the padder. And again, it can be hard, it can be really hard, but just try your absolute best to be the best you on the pads. Everyone cool with that? Now, when you do a front kick, you can get them, tap your stomach and let them kick you. The roundhouse kick, don't do that. Don't go, yeah, because trust me, it will hurt. Even lightly, yeah? If they kick you in the right place, it's going to hurt. So, roundhouse kicks, please pad them. Don't just stand there going, kick me in the face, please. Okay? With the roundhouse kick, now, me personally, if I'm padding someone, so like a top or junior, as an example, I know they don't kick very strong or the strongest. They haven't got the most power, so I can comfortably pad them with a pad to the side. Okay? If I'm going for a right kick, I will go right pad to his right leg. If I'm going left kick, left pad to his left. Otherwise you stand there like that and your wrists are in awkward positions. And if they kick well, your wrists are going to flex and they're going to start aching and hurting. Okay? So you always go across to meet that leg. Okay? Now, adults, again, you naturally kick a bit harder because you're a little bit heavier and a bit bigger than the tops and the juniors. So when I'm padding the adults, I will go 1, 2, ready for that kick. Okay? And I will add a little bit of resistance to that kick. I will go towards it a little bit, because if I just let them kick me, okay, it's going to send me backwards. I will go towards it now, do the kick very slowly. There's a difference between doing it a little bit and then going towards it fully. Yeah, you go towards that kick fully and they're not expecting you to do that. They're gonna say, well, you asked me to kick you in the head. Okay? You go towards that kick and allow your pads to drop, you're going to get the kick to your face. Okay? So again, if it's right kick, I will go right across, left on top to support that right. If it's left kick, I will go left, right to support. Again. Okay? And again, there will be times, if you're switching partners, where everyone will kick different heights. So you might go, I know you can kick pretty high, there, okay? There might be times where I go, oh, you kick down there, but they end up kicking you high. Or you go, oh, kick up there, but they kick you in the ribs. It happens. It's about learning who your partner is and learning who your puncher is, getting to know them as you go through your pads. So all we're going to do is just roundhouse kick to the side, roundhouse kick to the side. Okay? And I want you supporting that pad on top. Okay? Again, if you want to try a couple where you do it singly, kickers, just be very careful with your power, because again, you kick it too hard, their wrist will flex and go back. Okay? So be very careful. But again, you can feel the difference between the two. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay? Everyone understand? Yeah? 1 minute of each. Okay. Don't, because again, roundhouse kicks are going to go to the side. Padding, we want to simulate real life, in the ring, sparring, etc. Okay? So if your roundhouse kicks are there, obviously you've got risk of their foot or shin coming around the sides of your shoulder, giving you a dead arm. Make sure you're turning around to the side. Allow your body to turn with it. Okay? Right or left. Also, make sure your elbows are in when you do that kick. Yeah, when you're padding that kick, make sure your elbows are in. Because if they're out, again, if you've got someone that's been here 2 weeks, they're fairly new, they do a roundhouse kick, they still might not be sure on a roundhouse kick. They do a roundhouse kick to the pad, but they catch both of your elbows instead of the pad. It's really going to hurt them. So make sure your elbows are tucked and they're really tight, so you're there, ready to pad. Everyone got that? Yeah? 2 fingers on one side to roundhouse kick. Right, I want you to sum up and involve everything we've done today. Yeah, so like we did at the start, normal pads with your partner, but I want you to try and incorporate like the jab, the cross, the uppercut hook, the relaxation of your arms, the front kick, making sure it's like not facing down to the floor, the roundhouse kick, turn, elbows in, holding tight. Okay, so I'll be here with my partner, Cross. And skip. Make sense? We'll do 1 round each. From this today, and you can carry it into lesson and the next few months, the year, etc. Yeah? Again, try not to lose what you've learned today. Try and keep it in your heads. And again, there will be some bits you'll forget. Like there'll be like you'll do a balance kick on Monday, and then you'll be like, oh, I need to twist more, so I'll twist more. Yeah, like it's just padding is one of those things you just got to keep going and going and going. You just got to keep doing it. The more you do it, the better padder you'll be. Yeah, the more you go swimming, the better swimmer you'll be. It's one of those things. Does that make sense? Yeah? On your feet.